Hey guys, it's Derek here from Central Kentucky Motorsports. Recently we've had some inquiries about screen operation and setup on the Villains and the Fugleman. So today we're going to walk through a few of those things and maybe help you guys out. So here we go. First thing we're going to do, we're going to turn this thing on. This is an Android tablet, by the way. So anything Android, yeah, you can do on this thing. So a lot of people don't realize that. So as you can see, here we are. This is what it opens up to when we first get in. So one of the biggest concerns and questions we've had was that people, when they buy their soundbars, they can't connect. They can only connect directly to the soundbar, and they want to be able to see what's going on here. So and they never can get connected to their soundbar with this, and also with their phone. So the biggest problem is that most people don't realize that this headset functionality here is actually what we need to connect to for our speaker. So your Bluetooth headset, think of it like an output device, and your Bluetooth device as an input device. So we need to connect to whatever, say, speaker bar or even a small, this is a JBL clip, belongs to my cameraman here. And all we got to do is we turn this on first, and we'll put it in Bluetooth mode, and we'll see it. Now, if it doesn't see it right off the bat, you can go ahead and hit searching again. It's misspelled, but you can hit it again, and you'll see it come back up. It'll refresh, and we'll pull it up here. It should connect now once we click on it. So now we have an audio output device here. So let's go turn it down. We can turn it down here too, because basically this thing is just like a phone or any other tablet. It's just like you would on your phone. You can turn it down here. We can go and turn it down on the device itself too. Right here. We can pull this up and down. Actually, I just learned something too. So I guess there have two volume controls. You have to have this turned all the way up and then this too, to make sure that you have I guess adequate volume. I didn't realize that they didn't turn each other up. So that is something I discovered myself. Anyway, moving forward, once we get done there, we're going to connect our phone similar. We're going to go here and we'll go to Bluetooth, and on the device we'll click on that, and I'm going to turn my phone on here. Should do the same thing. You'll see it pull up. There's my phone. We're going to connect to it. And it's going to ask for a PIN number, and the PIN number is going to be 0000 because that's what Segway set up from the factory. So we're going to pair that. It just synced all my contacts and my phone. So now my phone will come up. You can see all that. You probably don't want to see my call log. And let's see, we go to Bluetooth music here. So here's this. We can turn that wide open, and we can turn this up too. And that being said, that gets us connected through our phone. And then, like I said, you can go back here for Bluetooth. Radio, and then here's local music. Now, local music, what that is, this is our, right here, you can see this. This is our USB port. So if you had, say, MP3s or something, that's a little old school for a lot of you guys, but if you had MP3s or something that was already loaded onto a USB drive, you can plug that in and it will directly pull that out, and you can play directly from that. So you could load, however many ever songs you have on a USB drive, and it'll pull it up that way. So moving on, we got call functionality, which now that my phone's connected, it's going to play it through the speaker or whichever you have hooked up. Map functionality. The issue with these, a lot of guys are complaining about, is being able to have trail functionality with these maps, because they're not programmed. All they have on here is road functionality, like if you were in a vehicle, and obviously we're not going to be driving this thing on the road much. So, and I will move on to a workaround here in a little bit and show you guys what we've been doing here and how to get in the back door on these machines. Right here's your telemetry part. This is hooked to your T-box. The T-box is up underneath here, and what the T-box does is it communicates with a satellite tells where the machine's at. So you have your T-box here going to a satellite, and you have this connected to a satellite, and they're both, this is output and this is reading where it's at. So that's how it gets its location. On top of that, you have accelerometers, and you have monitors and stuff for the engine that it's getting via a CAN data link into the back of this that monitors how fast you're going, how fast you're stopping, and things of that nature. That can be looked at here as you've driven it, average miles an hour, torque on the engine, drive time, things like that. Pretty neat, sometimes useful. We can also go here to system settings, language brightness. Now this brightness functionality, it works okay. You see it get a little bit brighter, but it's not a lot different than what it usually is. Some of the guys are complaining about situations where it might be too bright at night, things like that. We have this right here, it's called a light and dark mode. This is basically just the background colors. I like dark mode, I think it looks better. But we'll put it back automatic. And that changes with the daylight. So, and let's try to see, oh yeah. Here is our LAN connection. Now, this is important for like updates, map recordings. Like if you want to store a map in this thing that you need to go out, you need to do it via this in order to get it into the system and make it save in the unit. And if you get out in the field and you're out riding somewhere and you don't have cell phone signal, you can download it straight into the machine, into the head unit here. So I'll get you over to that in a minute. Now, the part you guys have been waiting for, I'm sure. How do I make this thing work more than what's accessible? So this thing, like I told you, is just an Android tablet. So to get into this thing, it's just as easy as we take our USB keyboard, we're going to plug it in here, and if anybody knows anything about Android devices, if you hit the home screen, it'll take you to the background. Well, on a keyboard, that shortcut is Alt Escape. And we can hit that, and now we have full functionality of this device. So what we do, if we want trail maps, we use a company called TrailView. I know the guys personally, really good people. The first thing I do, go in here to settings, location services. What we need to do, if we're going to utilize this with a map system that's going to be local to the device itself and not use the T-box, we need the device itself to be able to pull location data directly into the application so that the T-box and that application don't talk directly. So to get that to the app, we have to turn on location services here. So we're going to turn that on. It's going to say high accuracy. We're going to agree. We're going to turn that on. That gets that part done. Now, if we go here, we're going to go to apps. This is just a little quirky thing I like to do because when you start typing with this keyboard, all this background stuff is in Chinese, so it starts pulling up suggested Chinese writing and things like that. So what I like to do, I go down here to right here, this Google Pinyin input. That's the language. I'm going to open that up, and I'm going to disable that app, and I'm going to force it to stop. And what that will do is it will make it easier for when I'm searching in my app store or whatever, I'm trying to figure out things. We're going to back up. And now we are going to find the Google Play Store right here. And then we'll just sign in. And if you have a Google account or whatever, this is exactly, you can basically download any app, any application that you can put on a Android device. And like I said, the keyboard's the best thing to use. We're going to go next. It's going to send me a notification on my phone, which it just did. You'll see it come up. Yes, that's me. So now we're essentially just signing into the Google Play Store, just like if we had bought a new phone, a new Android tablet, or anything to that nature. We're just signing in just like we would normal. And at that point, we're not going to back up the data on this because I don't want my stuff backed up. What we'll do now, We'll sign into the Play Store, and it's limitless on what we can download. This is where we use TrailView. There we go. We're going to install right here. And it'll download. It takes a little bit, depending on the internet connection. Here we go. We have TrailView loaded up now. This is what we use here. The guy has some locally added maps and stuff, and the app is free itself, but the maps are what cost you. So if you don't go to all of them, it doesn't really matter. I'll put my email address in here because I already have an account. We're going to register it, which it's already registered. I already have some. Send me a code. Okay, our code is, let's see what it gave us, 5093. Confirm. All right, so now we're within TrailView. So I'll go here to open up a purchase map. I've already purchased one. It's Hollerwood down at my hometown. And it does take a little bit to load for the first time. But now we have a trail overlay of a topographical map. So we can see where we're at off-road, not just where we would be at driving. And this thing works just like it's on an Android device. You can still zoom in and move. The first time loading, it does take a little bit to where because it's moving so slow, but it will speed up. And you can see there's the whole trail system. And if we were there, this little icon right here would locate exactly where we were. Now we can hit that. It'll probably bring me all the way to Lexington here where I'm at. Yeah, it's picked me up here. So with that being said, here's your back arrow. Any maps you want to buy, you can go here. If you go right here, if you see this right here, you hit download satellite view. And when you click that, you hit download right there. And what it will do is it will download that into the system so that you don't have to have internet connection. The satellites are going to connect over the internet connection. So if you don't have LTE or whatever, you still might have your connection to the satellites for your GPS. So what that will do is you have that overlay there. All that's still downloaded natively onto the screen. So if you don't have service or whatever, you can still get around and get back to where you were coming from. So it's a really nice feature for that. And if we go here, we can also record our tracks where we were at. It's just a really nice app for it's really what they need on this. And then you can go here and purchase new apps. There's a few different ones. I'm just doing this as a service for you guys. We don't make anything off of this. This is just to help you guys out. So what we can do, now let's say we're here. We're going to back out to the home screen. Alt escape again. So we're back into this screen. Let's say we get back here. Now the only downfall of this is when you get back into the native screen that comes on the Segways, all this, to get back to that situation, to get back to the background stuff, you have to hit Alt Escape, or if you have a small little keyboard or a mouse, a wireless mouse, you can use the home button on there. So what you'll do is you'll hit Alt Escape. Like I said, it'll drive you back into the background, or the home button if you have a different, a different controller. So these things work really well, really well. You can even play games on it, I guess. So what we're going to do now, we're going to connect to the Segway app. What we'll do, we'll hit add vehicle on here, and inside your glove compartment there is a VIN number barcode. That's just the easiest way to do it. You'll see it here on the screen record that I'm doing. And once we do that, we'll turn the key on. Key's already on this, and we have 60 seconds to push the brake. And as you can see, it paired successfully after we push the brake. And now we can get started here. We have all kinds of access to stuff. We can use the map. Now this map here is connected to the T-Box. It tells us where the machine's at. It'll also tell us if the battery's low. It'll send us updates for when the machine's moving. All kinds of stuff. It's really neat. All right, guys, that concludes the video. If you guys have questions, contact us here at Central Kentucky Motorsports. Leave a comment in the comment section below. We appreciate everything. Until next time.